Okay, Dan. So now tell me again about the carbine.
What? Oh, there is a thing on the back at the place where you put the bullets in. It's like they use in old westerns. It raises up, and then the further you want to go, the higher you go because of trajectory. So I used to be able to shoot targets at 200 yards. That's two football fields.
Yeah.
Okay, you get pretty good at it because of the trajectory.
Yeah. So you said that you were working with winches in the belly of a ship, was it?
The winches are up at the top. You have two booms, and they have on a pulley. They've got two chains or ropes on either side, and when they're electric winches and steam winches, but when you pull back on the handles, the ropes start winding. So you got to make sure you pull them evenly, or it'll bump over the side and break everything.
So what kind of stuff would you unload out of the belly of these ships?
Different pallets and different stuff that was in there.
Like what?
Well, we used to unload pallets, food stuff. My first thing was we went down in the hole, and there were sea bags of a bunch of Navy people that had been killed, and somebody accidentally spilled concrete on it, loose concrete, and every time you pick up a bag, all that dust and stuff would about kill you.
So you were picking up the bags with dead soldiers that had gotten covered in concrete mix.
They accidentally dropped a load of concrete that was loose, and then we'd have to pick up the bags and put them on a pallet, and then they'd take them up. That was my first experience.
Wow.
They break you in real nice.
Yeah, they break you in nice.
So what we were was stevedores. Stevedores are people that unload ships. Because everything we were going to do was unloading. We weren't going to load them when you're out at combat.
Yeah. You said they were preparing for which invasion?
Japan.
The invasion of for Japan to invade?
Yeah, and then Truman dropped the atomic bombs on Hiroshima and something else, and the Japanese gave up. So we didn't have to go. We had to stay there, though. I stayed for another year on Guam.
So after the war was over, you were there another year?
Yeah, I thought I was going home. Not so soon. So I was stevedoring, and then I got tired of that. So I had taken typing in school, so I applied for a yeoman's job. A yeoman is really like a secretary, and I used to do all the records. And then I worked for a lieutenant officer, and he would write letters, and I would type them all out for him to send in triplicate. Or no, some were like 12 copies. And when you got near the end, you start getting real nervous in case you made a mistake. You got to take it all out and replace the carbons in 12 new ones and start all over.
Yeah, carbon copy.
Yeah, 12 of them. Or, well, 11 actually, 12.
What was the name of the ship you were on?
I was not on a ship, I was on Guam. I was taken over there from Port Hueneme to Guam on a troop ship. There were like 5,000 people on it or whatever. And I slept in a bunk with about that much room. You slid yourself in. And I had a boatswain's mate who was like a sergeant, and he'd climb up on that bunk and say, "Get her off. You got to go into the galley." So I'd go into the galley where they were eating, and he would, I had a hose in this big thing like a bathtub, and after the guys had finished, they'd knock the food left over on there, and then there was like a garbage disposal, and we'd have to put the hose on it and wash all of that down, and it would shoot out the side of the ship.
Into the ocean.
Yep. Didn't hurt anything. I'm sure that different fish would eat it.
Yeah.
Fun and games.
So did you ever see any battle then?
No, I was getting ready for it, and it ended, I told you.
Yeah. You were talking about jumping off a ship naked or something. What was that?
No, off a tower. You know, at Great Lakes, when we were training, it's called boot camp. And you have to do all these different chores. Got to learn to shoot. Got to learn to swim, jump off the tower, emulating the jumping off an abandoned ship. It's not like a canoe or something, you're way up in the air. And if you have to jump, you already know how to do it. So they prepare you with all kinds of different things.
Tell me again how you did it
How I did it,
when you learned to
well,
jump.
you climb up a ladder and it's up 50 feet in the air and you have no clothes on, and then you jump into the tank of water and you hold your gonads while when you hit. If you don't, you're going to be awfully hurt.
Did you do it?
Yeah, no, I didn't get hurt, but I had to do it.
Were you afraid?
No. No, you're young and innocent and stupid. Everybody around you has got, they do the same thing. So you bolster your morale with the people that are doing the same thing.
Mm-hmm. What kind of gun did you say you were shooting?
Carbine, 30-30 carbine. They're fairly small. Like in the Marines, they have M1s and things. Those are big guns. But carbine is officers use them, and since we weren't prepared to fight all the time, we use carbines. They're called 30-30s. I owned them for a while here. I don't know, I gave it to someone.
Yeah. What was the worst part about being in the Navy during World War II?
No worst part. Just did what you were asked to do.
What was the best part?
There really was no best part. You just did your best to stay alive and do the best you could at the training you were receiving.
Yeah. Did you ever get in trouble?
No. Always did what I was supposed to do. You don't question. It's not like Lydia with, we're going to skip. No, thank you.
Lydia
You don't
in
say-
kindergarten, yeah.
You want to get wiped out, but real good. Just refuse to do something.
Yeah.
Nobody's that stupid.
Yeah.
A long time ago.
Yeah. What year was that?
1944.
How old were you then?
18.
18.
I just turned 18 when I went in.
Wow.
And there were 7 of us that went into the Navy at the same time.
Out of the Granite City?
Yeah. Yes, and when we got called up, we weren't there for our graduation. So our parents got our diplomas.
So you were gone before graduation,
That's right.
and your parents got the diploma.
That's right.
Wow.
I had begged them to let me go because I was just about ready to be 18. And I had to have their permission.
And then your baby brother was born at the same time?
He was born before I left. I used to give him a bottle, I remember. My mother was 35 when the kid, when he was born.
I thought she was older.
What?
I thought she was older.
I don't know. Millie used to tell me it was 35. So Millie's boy Randy was the same age as David, and she raised them both.
Mm-hmm.
Mother was good at putting off what she didn't want to do.
Yeah. So when you left Guam, you went directly home?
San Francisco. And when we landed there, Treasure Island, called it TI, Treasure Island, that was a embarking place where you got, they did all the things to bail you out. And so on Treasure Island, we were on leave day by day. We'd have to report, and if they were ready to send us home, we would go. Otherwise, we'd go for another day. San Francisco, fog, cold, and we've just come back from the tropics, so our blood was very thin.
Mm.
And we were freezing to death. I'd have big pea coats on, which is a Navy coat, and just shaking all the time. Because it's hard to acclimate. And San Francisco is always so foggy. You hear the boom, the foghorns
Oh, yeah.
warning ships, to stay away.
Mm-hmm.
So we had a lot of fun. We were on permanent leave until we were ready to ship out. So I came back to Jefferson Barracks on a troop train, I think, and I got mustered out there. See, they got to do all of the physical stuff to make sure that you don't try to say I got hurt.
Oh, yeah.
It's protective.
Hmm.